Hey everybody, Tim Whittemore with the Tim Whittemore Group. Once again, giving you some insight today on some real estate stuff. All right, so today, this is again for the sellers. We've kind of been doing a lot of videos for that. But the question here is, Tim, how do you determine the market value to my house, or what list price were we going to determine what we call in the industry where to position your house in sort of price? Well, today I'm going to share with you a little bit. I'm not going to teach the class exactly how to do it, but I want to explain a little bit of how we come to that. So there are a lot of different ways, really a lot of different ways to determine a market value for your home. You're probably thinking, well, I could just go get a Zestimate, right? Well, you could, and you might be right, but most likely it's going to be way off. Well, why is it way off, Tim? Well, it's because, oh, hi Margaret. Man, that threw me up there. Why is this estimate completely and could be completely off? Well, this is kind of what it does, is it takes data. It just collects data from a massive area and then just kind of averages it to give you a square footage, and that's pretty much what they give you. You can probably determine, depending on what area you're in, if your house is on the corner and it's nice and it was built in the 2000s, and that trailer that's 3 blocks away, is it comparable to yours? Do you think that makes sense? No, it doesn't. And Zillow doesn't know any different than that either. And there's other estimates and things out there. They'll give you a little bit better update, but it's still not going to be the best that you can get from a professional real estate agent. So what are the most effective ways? So the most effective way that you're going to see, and a lot of agents are doing it, is a CMA, or comparative market analysis. You might even see other people go as a competitive market analysis. It really doesn't mean anything different. It's all the same thing. So what does that entail? Well, a lot of the times what you're going to see is us as real estate agents is we're going to go through the past, depending on your area that you're in, usually 3, 6, a year past, to see what houses have sold in your area that are like yours. And we'll go use our systems. We can use the property appraiser site, and you can as well. We pay a good chunk of money for our MLS system, which we can also search back and do comparative market analysis as well. But we go through all these different items and really determine and try to find the best comps. Those are the comps that are just like your house. Now, nothing like your house most likely is going to be exactly like yours, so we have to make certain adjustments. So that's what we do for the past house. We also look at the ones that are currently under contract, and of course the ones that are active. Now, the active ones are what we like to call your competition, which is why we say we're going to position your house in terms of price in order to get it sold quickly, or for the most money, or hopefully for both. And of course that's why you're hiring us, to figure that out. But I want to tell you just a couple of adjustments that we make. So the things that we do, you're probably thinking, isn't that what an appraiser does? Well, it kind of is, but we're not licensed appraisers. We're not going by those guidelines. We're looking and trying to flex a little bit to make sure that we can have other looks on the market. We're to position it to actually sell, not what the bank is going to consider what the value is for that. All right, so a couple of things that you can consider that we're going to be looking at is square footage. And you're thinking, well, you could probably just say this one's this square footage and average it out, and then just add that to your square footage, and that should be your amount, right? Yeah, I wish it was that easy. One of the basic methods that you're going to see, and it's still pretty accurate, is a lot of the times we'll come up with an average square footage for the entire area. Now, any of those square footage that is above or below your square footage, we only use usually around 50 to 75% of that, depending on your area. Why is it only that? Well, we can't say with any definity why that is one a little bit better or one a little bit worse. That's really for the appraiser to go in, but it gives you a better idea of where that actually goes. And that's kind of how we do it. I know it's confusing. If you have more questions about that, of course you can message me back, write a comment below, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. There are other more accurate methods by going through and taking the land value out and doing it that way. If you're actually in an overbuilt area neighborhood, you could use an average size and kind of go by that, but those are just some methods. And I'll just kind of go through some other ones. Of course, the date and time when this house was built. If we're going to compare one that was built in the 1950s versus the 2018, that usually doesn't work out. Where exactly it is in proximity, what kind of neighborhood, is it the same neighborhood? Of course, the age of your home, the condition, the number of bedrooms that are in there, the baths, a certain amount of appliances, your heating and cooling, fireplaces, if it has a garage, carport, something of that nature. If it has a Florida room here in Florida, porch, patio, landscaping, sprinklers, of course, your pools and hot tubs and all those different things. If you're nice enough to have a dock and a seawall and a boat lift, of course, those are factors as well. So yeah, is this complicated? Maybe. But of course, we can help you out with that. So that's effectively what your comparative market analysis and what your professional real estate agent is going to go through and do some research for you. That's why a lot of the times we as the real estate professionals will ask to go through the house first before we can actually give you a number, because we don't know exactly what we're looking for. Of course, pictures are nice, but it really doesn't say that, hey, that there's a crack in the ceiling or that roof looks like it's about to cave in or something like that. So those are some things that we need to know prior to giving you an actual number. Of course, we'll give you a range, and you might see that in some of our emails, but it's still not as inclusive, we'll just say that. There's also the price per square foot method that you can do. Again, as I originally explained, the price per square foot for 2 doors down that was built 5 years earlier than yours isn't the same as yours that is a brand new house. That should make some sort of sense, as it's kind of like, it's not apples to apples. It's like apples to pineapples. One other thing to consider too that we look into is how fast is this house going to go? And what that is what we call an absorption rate. So that absorption rate is really just determining how many months it's going to take to sell the homes that are currently listed if no other homes were listed. So we'll just say that there was an average absorption rate of 4.5%, which would mean that it would take 4.5 months for all the inventory that's currently on the market to sell. This gives us a good idea where to exactly position as far as price. So if you need to get out of it quickly, do we need to price more aggressively? If you've got some time and you're just trying to make the most amount of it without it going off the market, those are some things that we definitely look for. So just to clarify what that is that you divide the number of the homes that are active on the market currently by the number that are of sold homes, and then you get that number that we got. So it's actually pretty easy to calculate, but it's pretty crucial when listing your homes. So that's all that I have for this. If you have any other questions about how to do that, or if you're looking for something that I love live videos. If you're looking for somebody to say, how much is my home worth, let me know, and we can see what we can do. If you know somebody else that could use this content, make sure to share with them, share on whatever platform that you're on. And if you have any other additional questions, of course, let me know. All right, until next time, we'll see you soon.